The Built Human Relation card number 7 talks about 7 ways to face criticism and grow strong. Well, many a time people come and tell us in the card number 1, principle number 1, you said don't criticize, condemn, or complain. But we are following it. But it is not so with the other. Constantly we are being criticized and condemned and complained. What can we do about it? So, here, even for that, we have got an answer. This card says 7 ways to face criticism and how to grow strong. Well, you're criticized. Now, how can you face it and grow strong? The first principle says remember that unjust criticism is often a disguised compliment. Well, there are only two kinds of criticism, just criticism and unjust criticism. If it is a just criticism, we have no problem at all because we have learnt a principle. When you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Now, so just criticism is not a problem. What about unjust criticism? Now, unjust criticism happens because of two reasons. One is the criticizer is wrongly informed or the criticizer is jealous of you. If the criticizer is wrongly informed, give the right information. Probably somebody said something which was not a right information and therefore he's criticizing. Now you got to give the right information. So here, when somebody is wrongly informed, you give the right information. Now, what if people are jealous of you? Now, let me ask you a question. When do people feel jealous of you? When you're succeeding or when you're failing? When you're succeeding, isn't it? So when you're succeeding and people are criticizing you, it is a disguised compliment. It's a backhanded compliment. It is just trying to say you're so damn successful, I'm not able to accept it. So it's a backhanded compliment. So here we find that just criticism is not a problem, unjust criticism is not a problem. Now what's a problem? So therefore unjust criticism is a disguised compliment. Do the very best you can. Whether the criticism is just or unjust, all you can do is that whatever you're doing to the very best you can. Never compromise on your commitment and quality. The very best of yours should come out. In Milt, we say, do the very best you can and a little more. Doing the very best, you're going to be on the top. But doing it a little more, you're going to sustain the top. So here it's not about putting the other down. It's about getting my potential out. And for me to get the potential out, I need to do the very best I can. And if I want to sustain it, I need to do a little more. Therefore, stretch yourself. Never limit yourself whatsoever. The next principle says, analyze your own mistakes and criticize yourself. Instead of activating your defense mechanism, analyze your own mistakes. Criticize yourself. Find out what are the areas you could have improved. What are the areas you went wrong. Analyze your own mistakes and criticize yourself. Learn to relax at your work. Learn to relax at your work does not mean pull up a easy chair and sit down. No, it means you must enjoy what you're doing. If you're enjoying what you're doing, you're going to relax. That means you must take up a profession which is your passion. Your vocation should be like a vacation. So the moment you enjoy, the moment you do what you love to do, your best is going to come out. So therefore, don't do a task because you're being compelled to do it. But you must see to it that whatever you do it because I love what I'm doing. That is what will give you relaxation in your work. So learn to relax at your work, and such an attitude will not stress you. Such a work will not stress you, but such a work of love is going to energize you, and that work is going to give you more and more energy. Now it says apply the following 4 good working habits. What are they? One is clear your desk of all papers except those relating to the immediate problem at hand. Your table should be clean. Only that paper or file that is needed should be in front of you. Only that task that you need to do on the computer should be there and not loaded with icons. The moment you have such a clarity, you will find the quality of your work improves. If you go to a government office, you will find there are lots of files and papers on the table. It apparently gives you a feeling that person is working hard, but the person is hardly working. The reason is, with so much of distraction on the table, certainly the best is not going to come out. So here the principle is, clear your desk of all papers except those relating to the immediate problem at hand. Do things in order of the importance, very important. This is time management. Time management is doing what needs to be done, and not about doing what I like now and what I don't like I will do later. Even if what you don't like need to be done now, it has to be done. That is what is called as do things in order of the importance and not in order of your likes and dislikes. If you're doing things in order of your likes and dislikes, then you'll find you'll create an imbalance in work. So therefore, to create a balance, prioritize your work and execute the priority, and then you will find you are doing things in order of their importance. The next principle says, when you have a problem, solve it then and there if you have the necessary facts to make a decision. Well, we got a solution or principle to this effect in the earlier card, where we had a principle. It says, get all the facts, weigh all the facts, and then come to a decision. Once a decision is reached, act. So here it says, when you have a problem, solve it then and there if you have the necessary facts to make a decision. And the next principle says, learn to organize, deputize, and supervise. This is a game of management summed in these three words. Organize, get things slotted out. Deputize, put people, competent people to execute that work. And as a leader, you supervise to see whether people who have been deputized are working on the things that has been organized. So here, when these three things are managed, you are an excellent manager and a leader. The principle 6 says, put enthusiasm into your work. Well, we say put enthusiasm in your life itself. Every moment of your wake up time should be a high level of enthusiasm. The word enthusiasm is taken from two Greek words, entheos, meaning in God. When you're involved in a work which you're so passionate about, when you are involved in a work because it is a divine act, you're into something which is going to bring in noble results. Your effect, your input is noble because it is going to contribute and make a difference in people's life. So therefore, put enthusiasm into your workers to be absolutely committed to your work, and the work that you're going to do, the work that is going to go out, is going to be of great use to people. So put enthusiasm into your work. Don't worry about insomnia. Insomnia is your ability or inability not to get sleep. Now, many a time, if you're not getting sleep, people generally will take some sedatives or some sleeping pill. That's very injurious. It is going to cause a lot of harm to your nervous system. So the best thing is, don't worry about insomnia. The thought of insomnia is the root cause for insomnia. So when you're not getting sleep, the best thing to do is to get up and to do some work which you need to do. Rather than rolling on the bed and worrying and suffering or taking some sedatives, just get up and do what needs to be done. And then you find you'll be able to handle insomnia rather than worry about insomnia. Well, if you had lived your principle number 6, which says put enthusiasm into your work, you have given yourself totally. And then principle number 2, do the very best you can. Now, can you imagine a state where you've lived a life, a day, that is, you've done your very best you can and a little more, and you've put your enthusiasm into your work, and then when the time comes to sleep, your body needs rest, and then you go to bed. You don't need any pill, and you'll not suffer from insomnia at all. So therefore, don't worry about insomnia. So you have these 7 principles, very, very powerful principles. Understanding, implementing it, and making it part of your system, you will certainly be able to face criticism and grow strong and not regret when being criticized, but instead you'll grow from every criticism and become a stronger and stronger person. Thank you.